Hello students, let us continue chapter 9, Force and Laws of Motion. In last videos we have discussed about first and second law of motion, including that some numericals. Today we are going to discuss our next important topic, third law of motion. The first two laws of motion tell us how an applied force changes the motion and provide us with a method of finding the force. But the third law of motion states that when one object exerts a force on another object, the second object instantaneously exerts a force back on the first. These two forces are always equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. These forces act on different objects and never on the same object. In the game of football, sometimes we, while looking at the football and trying to kick it with a greater force, collide with a player of the opposite team. Both feel hurt because each applies a force to the other. In other words, there is a pair of forces and not just one force. The two opposing forces are also known as action and reaction forces. Let us consider two Two spring balances connected together as shown in the figure. The fixed end of balance B is attached with a rigid support like a wall or table. When a force is applied through the free end of the spring balance A, it is observed that both the spring balances show the same readings on their scales. It means that the force exerted by spring balance A on balance B is equal but opposite in the direction to the force exerted by the balance B on the balance A. The force which balance A exerts on balance B is known as the action force, and the next, the force of balance B on balance A is known as reaction force. This gives us an alternative statement, that of the third law of motion, that is, to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. However, it must be remembered that the action and reaction always act on two different objects, as we have discussed this. Now, suppose you are standing at rest and intend to start walking on a road. You must accelerate, and these requires a force in accordance with the second law of motion. We have discussed this. What is this force? Is it the muscular effort you exert on the road? Is it in the direction we intend to move? No. You push the road below backwards. The road exerts an equal and opposite reaction force on your feet to make you move forward. So it is important to note that even though the action and reaction forces are always equal in magnitude, these forces may not produce accelerations of equal magnitudes. This is because each force acts on a different object that may have different masses. Now let us discuss another example. When a gun is fired, it exerts a forward force on the bullet, and the bullet exerts an equal and opposite reaction force on the gun. This results in the recoil of the gun, as shown in the figure. Since the gun has a much greater mass than the bullet, the acceleration of the gun is much smaller in comparison to the acceleration of the bullet. The third law of motion can also be illustrated with one more example. When a sailor jumps out of a rowing boat, as the sailor jumps forward, the force on the boat moves it backwards. Now, activity 9.4. Ask two children to stand on two separate cards as shown in the figure. Now give one of them a bag full of sand. Ask them to play a game of catch with the bag. Now, does each of them receive an instantaneous reaction as a result of the sandbag? That is action. So answer is yes. Each of them receive an instantaneous reaction as a result of throwing the sandbag. The acceleration of the two carts will be nearly equal because of equal masses of two carts with the children. Now place two children on one cart and one child on another cart. The second law of motion can be seen as this arrangement would show different accelerations for the same force. Now, very important topic of this chapter, conservation of momentum. Suppose two objects like two balls A and B of masses MA and MB are traveling in the same direction along a straight line at different velocities, initial velocities UA and UB respectively, as shown in the figure, and there are no other external unbalanced forces acting on them. So, let's suppose UA is greater than UB. That means velocity of object A, ball A, is greater than ball B. And the two balls collide with each other as shown in the figure. During collision, which lasts for a time t, the ball exerts a ball A exerts force, that is force AB, FAB, on ball B, and the ball B exerts a force FBA on ball A. Suppose VA and VB are their final velocities of two balls A and B after collision respectively. Now from equation 9.1, the momentum for ball A before and after the collision are MAUA, that is, we know that F is equal to MV. So the first momentum will be MAUA for ball A, and the last momentum will be MAVA respectively. And the rate of change of its momentum, that is FAB, action force, during the collision will be MA. As we know that force is equal to MA, so we can write MA into VA minus UA divided by T, that is acceleration. Similarly, the rate of change of momentum for ball B, that is FBA, reaction force during the collision, will be MB. MA, we know that MB, we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. Therefore, for ball B, it would be MB into acceleration will be VB minus UB divided by T. So, according to the third law of motion, the force FAB exerted by ball A on ball B, that is action force, will be equal and opposite to the force BA exerted by the ball B on ball A, that is reaction force. Both will be equal and opposite to each other. Therefore, FAB, that is from ball A to B, is equal to minus FBA, that is from force acting from ball B to A. And we can put the values of FAB and FBA will be we know that F is equal to MA, mass into acceleration. So for ball A, it would be MA into VA minus UA upon T equal to minus of MB, that is for force for ball B, MB into acceleration, that is VB minus UB divided by T. And this gives MAUA, on solving this, MAUA plus MBUB equal to MAVA plus MBVB. This is the common relationship between both the balls, force acting on them. Since MAUA plus MBUB is the total momentum of the two balls A and B before collision, and MAVA plus MBVB is their total momentum after collision, as from the equation. Now we can say that the total momentum of the two balls remains unchanged or conserved provided no other external force acts after observing the equation. So as a result of these ideal collision experiment, we say that the sum of momentum of the two objects before collision is equal to the sum of the momenta after the collision, provided there is no external unbalanced force acting on them. This is known as the law of conservation of momentum. These statements can alternatively be given as the total momentum of the two objects is unchanged. Now, activity 9.5. Take a big rubber balloon and inflate it fully. Tie its neck using a thread, also using adhesive tape. Fix a straw on the surface of this balloon as shown in the figure. Pass a thread through the straw and fix one end of the thread on the wall. Fix the other end of the thread on the wall at same distance. This arrangement is shown in the figure. Now remove the thread tied on the neck of the balloon and observe the direction in which the straw moves. So, after observing, we can say as the air escapes from the balloon towards left, the straw along with the balloon moves towards right. This activity explains the law of conservation of momentum and Newton's third law of motion. So, this is the activity 9.5. Last activity, activity 9.6. Take a test tube of good quality glass material and put a small amount of water in it. Place a stop cork at the mouth of it. Now suspend the test tube horizontally by two strings or wires as shown in the figure. Now heat the test tube with a burner until water vaporizes and the cork blows out. Observe what happens. So, and also observe the difference in the velocity the cork appears to have and that of the recoiling test tube. So, after observation, we can say that the cork is pushed out in the forward direction by hot steam. The test tube is pushed in backward direction. The mass of the cork is less than that of mass test tube. So it moves with a greater velocity than the test tube, just like the gun example we have discussed. So students, I hope you understood the concept of third law of motion and conservation of momentum. In next video, we will discuss some numericals. Thank you for listening.